Well, hey, friends, welcome to today's Cup of Encouragement. What did you learn today? What if we were to ask ourselves that question at the end of each day? Some days I would have to admit that all I learned was that there is a lot of brokenness in our world. That's not a bad lesson, but if that's what we're learning day after day, we run the risk of becoming cynical, angry, or hopeless. So, how do we position ourselves to learn something every day that will help us live purposefully and effectively in a world that's filled with brokenness? I'd like to suggest that we do so by intentionally investing significant time in relationships that stretch us toward growth. Now, there could be a lot of applications to that, but today I just want to mention two. The first seems self-evident, but it's a struggle for so many followers of Jesus. The struggle is, wait for it, actually spending time with Jesus. I'm talking about unhurried, quiet, purposeful listening, reflecting, contemplating, and responding. It's not about the quantity of minutes you spend each day, though I think there is probably a minimum below which it's just next to impossible. But it's about the emotional and spiritual posture you bring to each day's scheduled encounter. Unhurried, calm, hungry spiritually, undistracted. There's so much more that can be said about that, but I want to briefly mention the second example of investment in relationships for growth. And that is people who are a step or two ahead of you on the journey. People who can reach back to you and give you a hand up toward where you want to go. People who are demonstrating some understanding of things you don't yet understand but want to. People whose perspective is different because they have walked a path that you have not yet walked. People who are demonstrating the kind of character you want to demonstrate. Too often we give all our time to people just like ourselves or people who we are trying to lift. Neither of those result in our growing, though they are both necessary. My call to all of us today is to be intentional about spending time with those who can encourage our next steps. And that includes reading their books and listening to their words. Many of my mentors have no idea that I even exist. But put it on the calendar. Make a plan. Ask yourself each night what you learned. Write it down. How about starting today? Proverbs 13:20 says, "The one who walks with the wise will become wise, but a companion of fools will suffer harm." Be amazing today.